Hello, everybody. It is November 21 or something like that. We're going to do a bit of a garden update. There's some significant stuff and some things that have gone to rest, as it is obviously now heading into the summer period of the year. So we'll have a quick look around and I'll show you what's been going on. One of my favourite new additions is a couple of avocados. We've got an A and a B type. We've got our Haas and Bacon. These have just really started to settle in. Got them from Diggers, put them in these big pots. I roll them around, as you can see, because sometimes it is still kind of cold overnight. So I have to bring them inside a little bit or put a little greenhouse enclosure over the top. But they are some really cool additions to the garden. They are grafts, which I believe are 3 years old, or something like that. I can't remember how all this works. I'm no good with grafting. Anyway, the bottom line is that they should fruit within the next 2 to 3 years, I think it is, which should be fun. So we'll be keeping them in pots. I probably won't put them out in the garden somewhere. But yeah, just a fun little addition. Just next to it, I thought I'd call out first of many potatoes that are around the place. So I threw these in just randomly around the garden during the end of winter, and they're growing quite well. So we'll see a few of those as we stroll around. The one thing that I didn't get to before summer was the strawberries. I was going to put them in the bed just across to the side, like over there, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. That's one of the next projects. So these strawberries will stay in here. Not sure they'll get too much love, but oh well, we'll keep them around and see how they go. So our saffron is all dormant, so that's just sitting off to the side, nothing to see here. Whereas inside the veggie pod, I was using this for raising the seedlings, but now that that's done, I've put some really young lettuce seedlings in here, and as you can see, one random potato popped up, which must have been in the soil because I did not put that in there. Meanwhile, our raspberries have come back quite a lot, and they're growing up reasonably strong. I think I need to feed them a little bit, so we'll get to that at some point soon. So we got a couple of raspberries across this bed here. I was hoping to sort of grow them up across this this fence alongside this Eucalyptus caicea, but we'll see how they go. Meanwhile, over here, this beauty. So we've got this red one, and as you can see, the bees are big fans with a capital B. There's also a pink one, which is over there, just down in the corner. But yeah, love this. Looking good. I've moved the lily. I don't exactly know what kind this is, but this is a lily, got some beautiful flowers in there, and we still have our potted extremely sweet lemon, which I'm hoping to get some more fruit off very soon, along with just a couple of random things over here, a borage and a cucumber, just that I've thrown in there because it was extra. And I've also grown some coriander, so we'll have some coriander for meals and so forth when we get to that. But let's stroll out to the other big garden. Before I get to the biggest revelation of the garden, I'll show you this one. So this is where the garlic was, if you have a look in the last video. I've harvested all the garlic. I'll pop a picture up there. So we've got them curing in the garage at the moment. This bed's been replaced with a few ornamentals and some flowering plants, but also I've got some tomatoes, we've got some beans. This one is a pumpkin, butternut pumpkin, zucchini, 2 zucchinis. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, hey man, you can't put zucchinis and pumpkins, that's just going to grow over this whole bed. And I know, I'll just keep on top of them and hopefully not let them strangle out the hellebores or the tomatoes that are in here. So we'll see how we go. And just at the end, we've of course got a few more hellebores which have a little bit more space now that the bok choy is no longer here. So this bed is mostly for beauty, as you can see here. I've got some sunflowers in the back there as well of that bed, so yeah, we'll see how we go. But there are some extra spots for tomatoes, and you know, we'll see what these zucchinis do. I've chopped back the catnip, dressed this bed a little bit more. Our Pineapple sage has come back, which looks beautiful. Chamomile doing quite well, and interestingly, some chamomile down here. Not exactly sure how that happened or how it's surviving. I will point out that it's extremely hot at the moment. It's about 36 degrees, and yeah, it's a bit of a hot one out here, so I came out to see what the garden is up to. Looks like everything's okay. I gave them a bit of a water in the morning. Meanwhile, planted some thyme, planted some chilies in the back here. These are some habanero chilies, but they're very, very young, and I'm just hoping that they take before the any sort of birds or anything get in the way and dig them up. But that's our little herb bed. Meanwhile, across to the side, I've got lots of lettuce in the main bed here. There are, well, I'm hoping that they come up, but I planted about a week and a half ago some carrots and made some little, it's hard to see, some little signs with my 3D printer, but they haven't really popped up yet, so I'm not too sure what's going on there. But this will mainly be for the lettuce. Hopefully we get some carrots, and if not, I'll figure something else to go in here. Got some giant Russian sunflowers that'll be in this bed just for something a little bit different. And these self-seeding lettuces still going, although as you can see, they're starting to head into their flowering phase. So I'm going to keep the seeds from this one in particular. This is an absolutely fantastic cos. It's got a little bit of that darker flavor, so it's got a little bit of that bitterness to it, but then also it's got beautiful crunch and beautiful flavor overall. I've thrown in some basil all around these gardens here, so you'll see that interplanted particularly with the tomatoes, but then also just around the place. Another cucumber here, and there's also some capsicums, little capsicums that are just starting to take hold, so I'm really happy about that. And then in the secondary bed, these leeks are pretty much done. They're flowering. I just thought I'd let those flowers go to see what happens. This space here actually has, we'll see if we can see them because they're tiny little seedlings of chilies again. So a different type of chili. But yeah, I might have to buy some proper seedlings because they're taking a very long time to settle in. But we'll see what happens. So the rest of this I'm just probably going to turn into, I'll just find some other random seedlings at the shops, at the nursery, and fill that in once I take those leeks out. And then these, I've got some iceberg lettuce in here, but it's struggling to take hold again because the weather's been so, it's just been so weird. It's been cold and then it's been hot and now it's hot again. So the plants are struggling a little bit. Over on the other side here, this is a weed. I'm going to pull this out. Get out of there. And then we've got some more sunflowers, some another cucumber. So again, this is kind of like free space here. So I'm going to figure out what goes in here, and then we'll sort that out very soon. Last bit of the garden is our potato bed. So we built this up, you may remember from the last video, this was kind of a dirt-filled hole, and my assistants have come along to help me out. So these are red Pontiac potatoes, so they're growing quite nicely. They're struggling a little bit today just because of the heat, as you can see, but I'll probably give them another drink later tonight. So this is all set up really, really nicely. Got some good soil in here, and seeing how they grow. Meanwhile, I've got a couple of others that I've just set a couple of extra potatoes in the side, and this is basically our tomato wall. So I've got all sorts of tomatoes. You can see one there, and then they sort of just go along, and then there's one in between the two citruses at the end. So plan is to sort of have them grow along this fence. They'll get a lot of sun because this fence actually faces north. And with the basil interplanted in there, it should help them grow nicely and obviously help for some delicious meals in the summer. This is the orange, which if you have a look at the last video, this looked very scraggly, and I wasn't sure if it was going to survive, but it's actually fruited again for this year, which is pretty cool. And looks like almost all of the flowers have taken fruit, so that's really cool. But it looks so much healthier now that we cleared out this bed. We cleared out the ornamental apple that was here, so that's gone. And yeah, it's really taken to life, as has the lemon. So this one's doing quite well too. So there's the last of the tomatoes. And the last thing up here is our little, well, it was going to be a banana grove, but I've had trouble actually finding more bananas. But we got some soil in. So it's about a foot deep of soil. Used some old rocks just to edge it a little bit. And I've got the banana in there, and I'm trying to find a couple more bananas to plant in here. So I'm just sort of waiting on someone to actually stock them. But otherwise, I've got an extra tomato, some more beans, some peas that'll grow up the side here. And this is one of the snapdragons that was in the main bed, but I moved it out because I wasn't happy with it. So it doesn't look like it's had fun in the move. So that will probably be gone next time we have a look. But yeah, that's the, I guess you could say, spring preparations for an upcoming, hopefully successful summer harvest. Thanks for watching.